What's up, wrestling fans? We're going to get right into it. Batista the new signing for AEW. The big announcement coming Sunday. Plus, Kayla Braxton has deleted her Twitter account and taken off after announcing her sexual orientation. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But first, let's jump back into the Batista thing with Tony Khan real quick. And also, let me remind you guys that Jake and I are recording right now after this is over. So, guys, if you want to get your topics or questions in, it can be about anything: music, news, movies, video games, little opinion takes, whatever you want to say, questions about us, whatever it is. Leave it on Patreon under the post or on Twitter. You guys can go on Twitter and do it as well. But remember, this is a Patreon podcast show. So if you want to hear the answer, just make sure you're a patron, guys, just like all the rest. So, okay, we'll get into Kayla Braxton in a second, but Batista is, I just find it funny, like, what is he going to tell you? What if he's coming to AEW or not? A lot of people think it's Brock Lesnar. A lot of people think it's CM Punk. A lot of people think it's something kind of a troll job. Maybe it's the gobbledygooker or whatever. It could be him for all we know. So far, we don't 100% know, but there's been a lot of speculation. And Batista apparently tweeted this out. We're going to take a look at it. Batista said, and this is Batista loves James Gunn, they're going to have to come up with another word that's used specifically for professional wrestlers who actually mean it when they say they're retired. Currently, the word is retired, has zero credibility by professional wrestling standards. Batista's not wrong, right? Like, never say never. Retired doesn't mean retired. We've even heard people like, we thought Shawn Michaels was actually injured and unable to ever compete again, and yet he came back after 4 years, and every year that went by, it sold it more that, oh my God, this guy's never coming back. Very similar situation with Daniel Bryan. The only reason why nobody does that with CM Punk and people still talk about CM Punk coming back, oh my God, is because he's not injured. He doesn't have any kind of injuries. There's no major catastrophic injury to the guy. There's no reason why he couldn't come back. So anyway, and ultimately it doesn't matter what Batista says. He could say, no, yes, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. Fire whoever wrote this. He could say whatever he wants. He could still be the guy showing up. You can never not believe anything in wrestling, so it doesn't matter. Kayla Braxton announced her sexual orientation and then left Twitter. I don't know why. She's like, why are people so sensitive about stuff? My whole life, I've had to choose, are you black? Are you white? Which bubble do you fit in on the SATs? I always filled in other because nothing applied to me. Now, I can understand that. I understand, guys, I want all these people to know you're not lost. You know what I mean? I'm 70 different types of white. You know what I mean? I don't know. Am I Irish? Am I Scottish? Am I from the UK? Am I British? I don't know. I'm so many of those things. I don't know which one of those I should take over. But also I'm adopted, right? I'm adopted. So I don't even know my real family tree history. I feel kind of lost, in a way. I understand this. But so she's come out as bisexual and then she left Twitter. I don't know why. I don't know if it was she was bothered or whatever. I don't understand. Does anybody really care that much? So what? You're bisexual. That's a nightmare. Can you imagine wanting to fuck everybody you meet? Jesus, I'm sorry. No, it is kind of a curse. Everything that walks by, you're staring at it. No, I'm just kidding. That's an old George Carlin joke. Rest in peace, George. We love you. But yeah, listen, I don't know why she left, but, who cares anyway? I don't know. I think she's a sweetheart. She seems like a sweetheart. I like her. I think she's very beautiful. I think she's really kind of good and honest on the shows. I do think WWE needs to go back and get the old type of announcers more, some of the backstage people like a Mean Gene Okerlund with Hulk Hogan. What do you think? I think we need somebody like that again and characters like that. But at the same time, I don't think that means that Kayla Braxton needs to be fired. I think she does a great job with backstage hosting and maybe even filling in that Renee spot. So, wonderful. And her being bisexual is cool. Do whatever you want, man. Man, whatever makes you happy in life. Are there really that many bad people? Probably are on Twitter because Twitter's a cesspool of garbage. They try to cancel people. They try to hurt people. They try to take people's lives away. I can't stand Twitter, whether you're on the left or right or whatever political thing you are. Chances are there's a group of garbage people on there looking to hurt people. It's a very sick place. So maybe, maybe she's doing the right thing by leaving. Maybe we all really need to leave and go to Gab and Parler and what other sites are there? I don't know. Minds, like maybe there's another site coming out soon. We need more sites besides Twitter to get the hell out of that place. Because Twitter has just become Tumblr. Like, I mean, it's really Tumblr became a cesspool of filth. And Twitter has now become that cesspool of filth as well. But we can't leave it because it's like there's so many connections on there. I mean, I'm banned for life on there technically, so I'm not even really supposed to be there. All for nothing, really. I said nothing, and I'm banned for life, and now I'm forced to have to go to Gab or Parler. So it's like, what are you going to do? But listen, I think she's wonderful. I think she's a sweetheart. And, I think if people are giving her crap, I mean, I think there's a lot more people under way more fire than her. So I don't know, man. I just think you can't take every tweet seriously on Twitter. Oh, God, you're gross, or oh, you're a this, that. Who cares? Yeah, so what? I don't care. I don't know. I'm bisexual. Who cares? You can get married to either. Now you have more. Now there's more fish in the pond, That's all I think. God, it's now it's really confusing. What if you really want to be in love with a man and also be in love with a girl, a woman? That would drive you nuts too. What if you thought, listen, I want to be in love with a man and a woman? How am I going to do that? And there's like 3-way marriages and stuff like that. Now that's not most people. Most bisexual people want one partner. They're just going to choose. But I'm just saying, like, what about that in the future, right? Because I could see myself being like that. Like, hey, man, I want one of both. Like, let's have a house. Listen, man, I'm open to whatever you guys are out there and whatever anybody is. We all accept you, brother. And everybody may make jokes and sick jokes and weird jokes, which I'm in favor of lots of jokes, to be honest, about everybody. Hell, I have an unconnecting beard, and the sun reflects off my face, and I turn red in the summer. I'm definitely in favor of joking about all our differences and joking about all our orientations. I think it's a lot of fun. But I am not in favor of bullying someone in actuality, like trying to hurt somebody for what they really are. It's ridiculous. So, I don't know. Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she won't. Maybe I spent too much on this topic. I think I did. Me and Jake DeMarco are coming up with a huge podcast, and you guys are going to be asking the questions on Twitter and on Patreon, and the full podcast is going to be up on Patreon as always. So, guys, please ask your questions right now. If you're seeing this, we're recording. You may still be able to get your question in. Even if you're seeing this 20 minutes from now or 30 minutes from now, whatever it is. And shout out to all the $25 producers of the show from last month. This will be going away soon, and the new producers will be listed here. So I would like to get you guys on the list if you guys are someone that really supports the show. And I just want to thank you guys very much for being here, man, and being producers and keeping me alive and keeping my show on the air. Without you guys, the Joe Cronin Show, the wrestling content, and all the non-wrestling content, it can't happen. So thank you so much to everybody on this list. Very much, especially Sith Negan, who's been there a long time. The Bear, 1322. So much, guys. It means a lot to me very much. I think about you guys every day. And some of the new people that are here, including Big Daddy Skittles and Mr. TonkotsTodd, whose wife crawls around his living room in the background on Monetize This Friday nights as she... I'm really getting into weird territory. But one thing I do know is that we're coming up on the 9-minute mark, right? So that means we're 1 minute away from, being able to get that sweet ad revenue. So let's go ahead and... So here's a little bit of me and Jake from last time's podcast. While you guys realize and remember to go ask questions and sign up on Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Download the app on your phone. It's free to download it. And you get thousands of shows that I've done over the last 6 years on Patreon. Tons of categories, tons of shows, tons of stuff to discover there. Check it out. And maybe it was no DQ or something. Man, that could have been a wonderful match. I'd put the match though. That match is definitely in the top 5, top 10 for match of the year as far as Raw goes, though.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, and it was just on Raw. I mean, you can have big matches on Raw, but they didn't even advertise it. Like, it wasn't anything but an afterthought. You know, there was no intention.
I didn't think that it was an afterthought, okay? Because I think that they said, like, listen, we're done with this. We need to wrap it up. Let's give, you know, at least they gave us that, because otherwise, if they just had a 5-minute, like, think about it. They have a 5-minute match. Oh, they're just having a match now. Oh, it's over. There you go. There's the feud. It's done. You know, that would have been like, wow, what a waste of time. But at least because this felt like it all mattered so much, at least it made the feud that was, which in a way is weird. We didn't 100% need to see this, like you just said, kind of.
Yeah.
But at least we saw it sort of wrapped up. It ended the right way. Let's put it that way.
No, you are right, and I am being ungrateful in that sense, because we did get something excellent. We got a stellar match. I mean, these two put on a hell of a performance, and I'm thankful that they gave them that much time to really compete. And if that was their plan, great. But I just wish, you know, maybe they had Drew and Sheamus each put out something on YouTube or Twitter an hour before.
Become a member of the Cronin Club by going to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Get 8 hours of bonus content a week not seen on YouTube. YouTube doesn't like the controversial stuff, but I am free to do what I want to do on Patreon. They won't be taking down these videos, so get the following for just $5 a month. Access to polls, the Corrupted podcast every week, Morning Madness, the ability to download all audio to save your data plan. Episodes of Monetize This, uploaded in audio form. All of my audio song parodies available for download and listenability on the Patreon app. Direct contact with me, the community, on your PC or the Patreon mobile app. All this and so much more available on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Join the Cronin Club today.